section before we take the test. So we're taking a test on Thursday and Friday, depending on the class that you have. So today would be section 7.3. It's adding and subtracting rational expressions with common denominators. They also have the least common denominators, but I'm not gonna do it because it's not as important for this class. And there's easier ways of how to use this instead of using the LCD. There's easier ways like the butterfly when dealing with rational expressions and solving them. They're adding, subtracting. So I'm just gonna keep it as simple as possible, and even the notes have only this where everything's same, the common denominator. So I'm thinking somebody thought the same, that this was useless for this class, so I'm not gonna go over it. I'm sure there's applications to it, but we're not gonna need it in this class. So everything has the same common denominator. It's really simple. And you're adding or subtracting, so that means, for example, example 6 here. So on the book, it would all of these cover example 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, and 3. It just looks different because I got these notes from a different place, but they cover the same thing. So examples 1 through 3. So in this example, for these notes, example 6, you have the same common denominator. So that means when adding, you don't have to do any changes. It's already set up for you. So you will just put the first part of this rational number here, for 5x minus 1, plus, and then if it was negative, I would put the parentheses, but since that's plus, so those signs stay the same. So plus 2x minus 3. That's what you do. Just to give you the different one, it's all way over here, so I'll wait for that. So then, I forgot the x here also, so don't forget to carry the x. Then you would solve for the top part. So 5x plus 2x will give you 7x. Right, I got rid of these two. 7x. Negative 1 minus 4 would be negative 4. And then you have the 4x. And then once you get here, you need to see if you can GCF factor, if you can, right, simplify something. There's nothing we can factor because that's a 7, that's a 4, there's no x's in both. So that's the answer. It's alright, so let's do this one. So again, it's the same denominator, so just put it together, copy the denominator once, and then copy this one, 4m minus 3 plus 3m plus 8. So what does that give you? So 2m plus 7. So m's connect the like terms, so 4m and 3m give you 7m. So we did this. Negative 3 plus 5 gives you plus, negative 3 plus 8 gives you positive 5. And then see if anything can be simplified by doing factors of something, GCF. No, you can't on this one. So that would be the answer. When you have the plus sign or the minus, like here, you can, like for example, the m's, you can simplify this because of that plus sign. This is not multiplication here on the top. You're dividing the both these polynomials, both of these, but you're not multiplying here, so you can't cancel these because of that plus sign. Because that's attached to that one. That's attached to that one. You can't do it. Okay, so that's the answer. For this one, again, they have the same. So y minus 3. So 8y. Now that one's going to change that one to a negative 24. Okay, and then from here, you need to see if you can GCF in that one. I think you can. You can GCF an 8. So it would be, so the 8 would be outside. So 8 over 8 would cancel. So you have a y. 23 divided by 8 would be a 3. So again, the 8 is just this one outside, and then you would have y minus 3. Now, if you notice, now we can actually simplify these two. They go away, and the answer would be 8. Okay, let's do this one. So they have the same, so I'm just gonna rewrite it first, and then I'm gonna see if I can factor and something happens to it. So I'm gonna write it once, and then I'm gonna do 3x minus 6. And then this is when you have to think about factoring. Factor. This is the step where I would factor. The first one, there was nothing to factor, that's why the answer was just that. And this one, if you guys remember, why I was able to factor in 8 here. This one, I think there's multiple stuff that we can factor out. So we can factor out a 3 from here. And this one is going to be one of those where you have, so this one for sure, I'm pretty sure it's going to have that. So I'm going to have the 3 outside right GCF, and then you're left with x for this one. 6 divided by 3 would be 2 for that one. For this one, let's do the x factoring. So 1 times 10, so 1 times negative 10 gives you negative 10. And then the middle number would be 3, and then find two numbers and multiply to that and add to this one. So we got what? We got 2 and 5. Maybe it's not factorable, I'm gonna see. Because that would be 2 times 5, 10. 10 times 1, and that's it. So this cannot be factored. So I'm gonna have to leave it the way it is. Because 1 times 10, 2 times 5, 3, 4, 5 times 2, the same thing. Actually, 5 times 2. Yeah, you can factor. Sorry guys. So there's the next. So 5. I was doing 5 times 2, but I forgot about the negative. So 5, so plus 5 and minus 2, right? So let me put it here. 5 times 2, so one of them is minus, the 5 is positive because we need to get that positive. So 5 times negative 2 gives you negative 10, 5 minus 2 gives you positive 3. And then this number, remember, put it underneath. So this number, the leading coefficients. And then see if they can be simplified. Obviously, it's a 1, so you cancel. That would be, the 1 would be the x, so 1x, and then 1x, and then plus 5, and minus 2. Okay, from here you can see that you can eliminate this one, and the answer would be x plus 5. Okay, the last one, so they have the same denominator, so you just copy it once and then put everything on top. This one is the one that's a little bit different because you would have to put a minus in the parentheses 5x plus 2, or you can do it from the get-go if you know what you're doing. If not, do it by the steps, so that way you don't make mistakes. So you copy the first part and then you distribute that negative, so negative 5x positive 2, right? Negative, positive, negative, 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 we get a positive. Now simplify, so I'm gonna bring it way over here. So we get 9x plus 15, so 7x minus 5x would be 2x, 8 plus 2 would be plus 10. And then try to see if you can GCF something. You can GCF a 2 here, and we can GCF a 3 here. So I don't think it's gonna help us much. So let me see. So that would be an x, right? 2 over 2, and then you have that x. And that would be a 5. Okay. And then this one would be a 3 outside. So 9 divided by 3 would just be 3x plus 15 divided by 3 would be 5. And yes, you can't really do anything. I was trying to see. Yes, so yeah, that's it. That one has a 3. Because that one, the GCF for this one would be 3. If, 9 can't. 9 doesn't go into 15. To get the 1x, you would need to divide here by 9, but 9 doesn't go into 15, so we can't. 6 doesn't, so the only one that worked was 3, and so 9 divided by 3 is 3x. So that one stays like this, even though they look very similar. Remember, there's a 3 here, you can't just cancel this, you can't. So that would be the answer, this one right here. So let me see if this one has something different. So this is from the book. This one's from the book. So here we're gonna add, so they have the same common denominator, so 2n and then 5m plus n on the top, right? You add these two and then you just keep these ones. You can't have anything from here, so that's the answer. You can't cancel the ends because of that plus sign. Remember. This one has 3 examples. So let's do this one. So copy the bottom part, minus 7 once, right? The same denominator, and then connect the numerator. So 2a minus 7. If you notice, this is the same as this, the whole thing. You can put parentheses so that you see it. So that means we can make this a 1. Okay, the last one. Again, they have the same thing at the bottom. So let's put it. Put the denominator once. And let's do the numerator. So 3x squared plus 2x minus. So I'm going to do minus 10x would be minus 10x. Minus would be positive 5. So I skipped a step there. Hopefully you guys see what happened. So x minus 1 at the bottom, then connect like terms. So that one's by itself, so you're going to leave that one like that. Plus 2x minus 10x. That would be negative 8x, and then the 5. Okay, I think we're going to try to do the x factoring for the top. You can't GCF anything from the get-go, so 3 times 5 is 15, and then the middle number is 8. So they need to add to 8 and multiply to 15, so that's 3, and so that's 3 and 5, both of them negative. 3 negative 3 times negative 5 gives you positive 15. Negative 3 plus negative 5 gives you 8. Now the leading coefficient, don't forget that, you're going to put that at the bottom. And then you're going to see they can simplify, and that one does simplify. It would be negative 1 over 1, right? 3 over 3 is just 1, so negative 1 over 1, and that one stays like that. So that means, let's do it here. So x minus 1. So this one, the answers are here. So 1x minus 1. 3x, right? The bottom number, minus 5. And yes, you can eliminate these two. You can write parentheses, that way you see what happened. So the answer would be 3x minus 5 for that one. And that would be it for today, guys. Thank you.